Welcome back to our first virtual Internships Showcase, Segment 3. If you're joining us for the first time, once again, we have more very talented students coming up in this segment before we break for lunch. This is Segment 3, where we'll see presentations from students who interned at CIBC World Markets, RBC Capital Markets, Digit, Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, and Cortland Credit. First up is Jian Wang, who worked in structured rates trading at Global Markets at Scotiabank. Please join me in welcoming Jian to the stage for our first presentation in this segment. Jian.
Hello everyone, I'm Jian, and this is my MMF internship presentation. I previously interned at the structured rate trading desk and CIBC Capital Market, and my desk is responsible for all nonlinear rate products across the CIBC Bank. And we mainly trade the interest rate option, the Bermudan swaption, the Cayman 4, and some structured note. My supervisor is Vivek Barry, a very knowledgeable senior trader who have traded the rates product for over 10 years. So during my internship, my main project is to develop several models and risk management tools for the senior traders. I developed a backtesting pipeline for the traders that could classify unstructured data in the swap data repository and generate the market flow summarizers. And that project will help the traders to better observe the market and adjust their volatility levels. I also serve as the trading support for the traders and is responsible for the daily tasks of the desk, such as checking the structure node and checking the expiry of options, etc. In my spare time, I also follow the macroeconomic events and come up with the market summarizers to be big. During my internship, I really built up a deeper understanding of the risk market, and I gradually understand how the rate instrument work and how it interacts with market economics, the market policies, and the mathematical models. The main takeaway of my internship could be concluded into 3 points. The first point is, as a trader, or as if you work in the front office, you have to measure twice and cut once, because there's no way for you to turn your trade back. If you make a mistake and haven't traded, or if you mark your product in a very low price, you will lose hundreds or thousands of penal. Secondly, to work in the front office, you have to communicate properly and effectively. And I would like to say that is the key to success. Prior to my internship, I used to think like the quantitative skills is more important than anything. But when I get into the trading desk, I find out like the ability to manage the client flow is more important, and how to communicate properly with the structurer and the salesperson is really the key. Thirdly, to trade in a liquid market, traders have to always make the value assumptions, and they always make scenario analysis. They need to always consider the situation. What if the rate move up by 50 basis points, or what if the rate move down by 50 basis points, and what is your risk exposures corresponding to your scenario? Once you have the scenario analysis, you can understand the market more properly. And if the market indeed move up or move down, very drastically, you could still manage your risk in your preference. So this is my presentation. Anyone have some question?
Thank you, Jian. Before we open the floor for questions, I would like to invite his supervisor, Vivek Berry, to comment.
There you go. I'm now unmuted. Yeah, I think Jian covered it pretty well on what it means and how you are effective as a trader. Jian did leave out that he was also looking at some quanto trades for us and the correct modeling assumptions. So that was also something he did that was quite interesting. I would also add that it requires a very sharp arithmetic skills. So not necessarily mathematics, but arithmetic. Being able to do mathematics, shorthand, doing estimation, those are very fundamental things to the desk. So people will ask you, so what's 1/16th in decimal? That kind of thing you have to be ready for. Yeah, being able to estimate if it's a half or an eighth or a quarter or 5/8 and so on and so forth. They're very important tools because not all markets use decimal and many use fractions still. But Jian did an excellent job with us, and we were very happy to have him.
That's great. I'm very happy to hear that, and thank you for being with us today. For questions, if you have one, please use the raise hand button in the reactions tab. Turn on your camera and unmute your mic. We'll bring you on stage to ask your question. You can also type your question in the chat and we will read it for you. My question to you, Jian, is what do you think is the biggest difference between a trader and a quant?
From my perspective, a quant develops models and knows their mathematical models, but the traders applies models in a more practical way, and they apply models into the reality. So if the reality if the models goes wrong, the traders would. I think the traders could find out the problems more quickly. And also, I think like the trader is kind of like an engineer, and the quant is kind of like a scientist. So there's a distance between the theoretical result and the actual reality.
That's very nice. Thank you for that insight. We move to the next presenter, Rogelio Magos, who worked as a financial engineer at Digit Inc. Please welcome Rogelio.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Rogelio Magos, and I'm going to talk to you about what is a financial engineer at Digit. First, for those who don't know what is Digit? Digit is the first enterprise wealth management platform powered by institutional grade analytics and risk management tools that enable firms to elevate the quality of advice and demonstrate its value to clients. It also helps financial advisors to engage with their clients and enhance communication. Digit is such a strong and powerful platform that within 3 or 4 clicks, you can go from firm level information to something very specific of a single account. It has different modules such as monitor business, model portfolios, trading, reports, among others. Now, what is a financial engineer at Digit? A financial engineer is a highly skilled subject matter expert with sound knowledge in several complementary fields. And what are their responsibilities? To deploy and configure Digit platform at client sites, to help define future software enhancements, to test and document the software solution, to provide pre-sales and post-implementation technical support, to collect, document, file, prioritize, and work on any client requirement. Now, what was my job as a financial engineering intern? First, after learning how to use the platform and configure it from the backend, I built a demo environment. This demo environment had to be able to show all existing features of the software with a good story to tell. And what do I mean with a good story to tell? A story that speaks to how wealth managers conduct their business, something realistic that they can relate to. I also built a testing database and configured it in different testing environments. The challenge of this database was to include as many test cases as possible. So when a financial engineer or a developer wants to test something, they know the data exists and they know where to go. I also built a Python script for bulk calculating fixed income metrics, such as duration, yields, and accrued interest. The purpose of these calculations was to test related features of the software. And last but not least, I did a lot of testing. I tested the trading module, which is one of the newest modules in the software and was undergoing many changes. I also tested the new version of the mobile OIS app, and I tested the client portal. The client portal is a smaller version of the advisor app, but it is equally powerful. And that's the end of my presentation. But before leaving stage, I want to thank you, my supervisor, Graham Gill, and the Chief Product Officer, Benoit Fleury, for the opportunity and support during my internship, and also to all the Digi team for this amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Rogelio. And as you said, your supervisor was Graham Gill, who is with us today. We want to invite Graham to the stage to say a few words.
Hi. Yeah, hi, Rogelio. Thanks for that. Rogelio, so although his internship was not maybe as theoretically exciting as some things, he really got to see, he already has a very strong background and a lot of experience in trading, and he got to see a different side of the of finance in the wealth management industry. So learning really what's important to wealth managers, what kind of metrics they look at, how, the analytics, how they're calculated, trading from the financial advisor perspective, which is different from trading in a bank. So he got exposed to the whole story and the whole kind of business cases that are involved, and hopefully he learned something new. And Rogelio was a great, despite all of his past experience, he is really humble, really easy to work with, no attitude, very smart guy, gets the job done, and we really enjoyed working with him. So, thanks.
Great. Thank you, Graham, and well done, Rogelio. Thanks very much. For the audience, if you have a question, please use the raise hand button in the reactions tab. Turn on your camera and unmute your mic, and we'll bring you on stage for your question. You can also type it in the chat and we will read it for you. My question to you, Rogelio, is, does the trading module enable clients to buy and sell instruments in real time?
Well, it's more, rather than live trades, it's more for trade orders. So the order flows to the custodian or the trading desks, it gets executed, and it flows back to Digit, and Digit updates all the information. And it's more for financial advisors or account managers rather than clients. So the financial advisor can submit a single order for one account, or maybe just one trade for many accounts, or it can, rebalance many accounts to the model portfolios in just a few clicks.
Fantastic. That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rogelio.
Thank you.
And this wraps up our third segment of the day. I thank you for joining us today. Feel free to stay for the next segment or join us again later in the afternoon. We're breaking for lunch now, and we will be back at 2 p.m. with our segment number 4.